front of them that weren't able to get to the brakes quick enough. Some minor nose damage to the Bubba Wallace car. Same with the Ricky Stenhouse Jr. car. So they came to pit lane with these long caution flag laps here at this big racetrack. Plenty of time to massage on these cars to make sure they can get them as slick and aerodynamically sound as they possibly could.
Let's talk about a favorite, whether it be a team or an organization. We're only 2 laps, make it 3 laps in. I'm going to give you a trivia question. This organization has won 9, I think it's actually, let's go this one, 8 of the last 12 races here. What organization am I?
That would be Team Penske.
Yeah. Good here.
They're
Why?
Good. I think it's a matter of they build fast race cars, but more importantly, they have drivers that understand how to manipulate the air in the draft. Speaking of course, Ryan Blaney's won the last 2 Cup Talladega races. Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski. These guys know how to work together throughout the running of the race, but when the chips get put on the table and it's time to really figure out what you've got at the end of the race, they just simply know how to manipulate the air, leapfrog, and find their way to the checkered flag first.
8 out of the last 12 races here, they have won. 9 out of the last 17 races here, they have won. Led by Brad Keselowski, he's got 5 wins. Logano has 2. And how about the teammate in Ryan Blaney? He's won the last 2 times here.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job, and he's won those by the scantest of margins at 7/1000ths of a second on each one of those. So impressive for Blaney. But hey, a win is a win is a win. The field is coming to the Geico restart zone. Want to know what's really scary? Seeing just how much you could have been saving on car insurance by switching to Geico. It'll keep you up at night. Switch to Geico and save.
All right, let's see if we can get at least 1 lap under the green flag. Again, the crowd here at the Talladega Speedway comes to their feet. They are cheering. They are ready for the green flag as we work through that Geico restart zone. Green flag goes back in the air. Denny Hamlin with his teammate Truex and Kyle Busch right behind. They're on the outside. On the inside, it's Kurt Busch, and it doesn't take very long to fan out 3 wide.
Kevin Harvick dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to kick the Alex Bowman machine to the middle. Alex will be all by himself, but slides down across the nose of his teammate Chase Elliott. Front of the pack, it's Denny Hamlin on the point.
Denny Hamlin started at the bottom. He went to the middle. He's come back to the bottom. Now he's back to the middle. Right now, his Toyota sits on the nose of Martin Truex. Harvick shoves Kurt Busch, and Hamlin throws the block.
Kurt Busch able to get a hood out in front of Martin Truex Jr. That would be the fight for the second spot, although Truex Jr. comes back right in the middle of turns 3 and 4, side by side for second.
Hamlin by himself at the front of the field. They're stacked up double wide from the second spot on back. The inside lane, that is being led by Kurt Busch, trying to get a fender alongside of Denny Hamlin at the line. He can't do it back in turn 1.
Drafting help not quite close enough for Kurt right now. Kevin Harvick closing in on the back bumper with Joey Logano and Alex Bowman in tow. Front of the pack, though, it's the outside line prevailing. Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr.
2 of the 3 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas have cleared the pack. They're trying to bring Kyle Busch along for the ride as well. All 3 of these drivers had a string of drafting help right down the middle of the racetrack, while downstairs, Kurt Busch is trying to ease up for second.
Boy, once again, Kurt Busch gets a good run into turn 3 and passes Kyle Busch, and Martin Truex Jr. right on the rear bumper of Denny Hamlin. I think he pushed him all the way through the corner.
He's going to stay on the top side of the racetrack this lap. A lap ago, Denny Hamlin threw 7 blocks in 1 lap. Across the nose of his teammate Martin Truex, across the nose of the guy working to the inside, Kurt Busch. He's aggressive, and he's out front right now talking about Denny Hamlin.
Why did he only throw 7 blocks? Because there weren't 8 available. He'd have done it if he'd had to. Hamlin by a car length. Truex second. Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch. Kurt goes to the high lane to try and move up.
He will move to the middle of the racetrack. He's trying to get the outside line organized, while downstairs it's Hamlin, Truex, and the Busch brothers, Kurt and Kyle, side by side for third.
That is the fight for the 3rd spot. Kyle Busch now going downstairs, filling his mirrors is Kevin Harvick right behind him. So too are the cars of Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano.
Outside lane being led by Kurt Busch, who was on the bottom last time by, but now that is being occupied by those 3 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas. Denny Hamlin still at the front of the field. Behind him, he's got drafting help in Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch.
Outside lane is advanced all the way now into a battle for the number 2 position. Kurt Busch trying to hold his own up there, but Martin Truex Jr. a little bit stronger down low. Now Kyle Busch to the inside of Kurt Busch to third.
Here they come out of turn number 2 and up the Alabama Gang super stretch. There is a 3-wide line, about 3/4 away back. They need a lot more juice in that lane to get themselves to the front. Up front, 2-car breakaway in Hamlin and Truex.
But the brothers Busch continue to go at it for that 3rd spot. They're absolutely side by side. Harvick tries to give Kyle Busch a little bit of a push on the bottom lane. Can't get there this time around.
Side by side. The brothers from Texas.
Field comes thundering by the start-finish line. They are missing one driver. It's over for Christopher Bell. They have taken that car to the garage and parked it.
Trouble right here at the start-finish line. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. goes for a wild slide, slides down to the inside safety barrier, and backs it hard there with the back end of that Chevrolet. So caution is on the speedway for the 2nd time.
Very, very.
Yep, there he is. There. Oh my, he could have hit the wall right there. As you just saw Ricky Stenhouse spin out. Tony, watch out! God. Well, my leg is hurting today after I tripped when I was going home. But Ricky Stenhouse has spun on the front stretch. He either hit the wall or he just spun. That sucks for Ricky Stenhouse, but yeah. That was a pretty bad slide. Yeah, we're already having cautions. This is way better than the other Talladega race earlier this year. As Ricky Stenhouse slides. Look, there's a replay. As you just... Yeah, he just got loose from someone. You see on the replay, but they're coming down.
Because I did.
Hopefully Ricky is okay. As we're gonna go back to the MRN.
The monitor, John Hunter Nemechek, behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but I'm not sure that John Hunter turned him as much as Stenhouse's car got loose off 4.
First crash
John
that I've
Hunter
ever
with
saw.
no place to go. Heavy-duty damage for Stenhouse. Going to be difficult to get that car repaired and back out onto the racetrack. 9 complete under the caution flag. Denny Hamlin at the front of the field from Talladega Superspeedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
She passed me.
The playoffs are finally underway, and NASCAR Today is ready to keep you in contention.
Turns out I kind of like that spot. It worked out pretty well.
Each weekday, we'll bring you the drivers making a difference as they fight to make the Championship 4 in Phoenix.
If you're already looking at the round 8, you got to get there first.
Join me, Woody Kane, as we keep an ear to the ground to let you know what drivers are thinking.
Clean up these mistakes. My God, we've made a lot of mistakes this year.
That's NASCAR Today, right here, every weekday.
I don't know if they'll pay or not.
Hi folks, Mike Bagley here. At MRN, we rely on equipment from Racing Electronics.
Joey Logano to the lead on the back straightaway.
Racing Electronics has scanners and headphones. We can listen to every uncensored conversation between driver and crew.
You won the championship, baby, yeah!
And when we need live audio, in-car cameras, and up-to-the-second statistics, we use their latest handheld unit called Legend. To learn more about these products and many others, visit racingelectronics.com. Racing Electronics, the official two-way communication partner of MRN.
If the heat is not maintained, the eggs will perish.
Perish?
Are they gonna pit?
Like I keep telling myself, it's not my problem.
Under caution, and pit road is open. We're seeing Brendan gone. More on Brendan here throughout today's race, making a pit stop. Looks like Bubba Wallace is also in. Let's start with Steve Post.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace is in. They had a little damage from that dust up over there in turn number 3 with Christopher Bell. Getting a couple laps was good. Bubba reported the car is fine, but they're just still working on it now, working on the opening on the front of the car to make sure that they have good clearance as far as air getting into the radiator of the car and everything else. Now they've got a little bit more time after a short run with that race car. Looks like Corey LaJoie also in. And Winston, I think Michael McDowell might have been in front of you.
Yeah, Michael McDowell came in, topped it off with Sunoco fuel, and also James Davison coming down pit road. He too getting Sunoco fuel, returning to the racetrack.
So James Davison, how about that? You know, he raced in the Indianapolis 500 earlier this year, and now he's racing on the high banks at Talladega. This Australian driver trying to get his feet wet, doing just about anything and everything he possibly can, and I don't think you can come up with two bigger opposites in racing than running an Indy car in the Indianapolis 500 and running a NASCAR Cup Series machine here in the draft at Talladega.
But the only thing that would compare would be the speeds, and they would be close. Right around 200 here, of course, 225, give or take. At Indy. As we work under the caution flag, we've got time to do this for you here, working lap 10, soon to be 11. Why don't we take a look at the leaderboard? Brought to you by Blue Green Vacations. Although it is still early in the running, discover a better way to vacation with Blue Green Vacations, the official vacation ownership provider of NASCAR. Enjoy stays at beautiful resorts at over 40 destinations across the U.S. for one-of-a-kind experiences and vacation memories that will last a lifetime. You can learn more at bluegreenvacations.com. That's bluegreenvacations.com.
Denny Hamlin is the race leader with Martin Truex Jr. second. Kyle Busch goes third. Big brother Kurt Busch is fourth, and Kevin Harvick is fifth. Brad Keselowski sixth. Joey Logano seventh. Clint Boyer is eighth. Eric Almirola ninth, and Alex Bowman is 10th.
Ryan Blaney is 11th. Chase Elliott is 12th. Eric Jones 13th. Austin Dillon 14th, and Jimmy
Bowman is 10th.
Ryan Blaney is 11th. Chase Elliott is 12th. Eric Jones 13th. Austin Dillon 14th, and Jimmy
Bowman is 10th.
Ryan Blaney is 11th. Chase Elliott is 12th.
The line before we go back green flag racing. 21st is Daniel Suarez. 22nd is Cole Custer. 23rd is Cody Ware. 24th, John Hunter Nemechek. 25th is going to be Ryan Newman. 26th, Joey Gase. 27th is Quinn Houff. 28th is William Byron. 29th, Justin Haley. And 30th is James Davison.
31st is Michael McDowell. Brennan Poole, 32nd. Timmy Hill, 33rd. Corey LaJoie, 34th. Brendan Gaughan, 35th. Bubba Wallace, 36th. Remember, he was just on pit road. Tyler Reddick back in 37th. And out of the race now, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., that's official. He's done. And so is Christopher Bell. So Stenhouse scored 38th. Christopher Bell scored 39th.
We have only run 11 laps so far in the Yellowwood pressure-treated Pine 500 here at Talladega. Denny Hamlin has led all 11 laps to this point. Done a masterful job of blocking while we've been under the green flag. But two caution flags here. First, before the first lap was even complete, when Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick got together over in turns 3 and 4. And here in the second caution, our latest, back on lap number 8, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. went for a long slide into the inside safer barrier just past the start-finish line, and that's got a rather halting start to today's race.
Yeah, indeed. That'll be lap 12 when we come by. That will also mark halfway before we get a NASCAR competition caution that is scheduled to come out in lap number 25. Comp caution lap 25. By the way, stage 1 complete at lap 60. Stage 2 complete at lap 120. Then we will run the final 68 laps to the checkered flag, assuming we don't go into overtime, which is always something that we can almost come to count on here at Talladega. All right, ready to go. Here comes the pace car on the pit road up front. Couple of teammates, Hamlin and Truex, row 1, and brothers in row 2, Kurt and Kyle Busch.
Expect Denny Hamlin on leader's choice. He opts for the outside lane, so once they pass the start-finish line, I fully expect him to make the left-hand turn and go down to the front of the nose on Martin Truex Jr. Green flag goes in the air. Truex will indeed lag back on the inside lane, past the start-finish line, and Hamlin goes to the bottom.
As expected, he'll dive down to the double yellow line at the bottom of the banking. That leaves the second groove open for Kurt and Kyle Busch. Third groove didn't take long to materialize. That's led by Brad Keselowski.
Kyle Busch gets shook free of the track. He is in the middle and falling back, completely collecting up behind him. Jr. with him. Upstairs, you got Keselowski, Kurt and Kyle Busch in the middle.
And for the moment, Keselowski was by himself, and here comes Clint Boyer trying to give him some help on that outside line.
And we're going to get a caution flag to come out because Corey LaJoie not able to get up to speed as we brought the green flag out. And so caution flag number 3 out early. But it does give us an opportunity to visit with Christopher Bell, who has just come from the Care Center.
Yeah, he just walked out of here. Christopher, I know it was an early one on that over in turn 3 and 4. What happened?
Yeah, we stacked up a little bit off of 2, and
what happened?
You know, we kind of bottled up, and someone got in the back of me, but it didn't feel any worse than a push. And by the time we got to turn 3, pop, and tire went down.
No, it's not. Why are they
spun
going
right in the middle of
slow?
the pack. So,
Nope.
didn't even get a shot.
He's very disappointed. That's Christopher Bell here as he makes his way out of the infield care center.
All right, that's Jason
Thanks,
Toy
Steve.
with
Is there another
Christopher Bell.
caution?
Emerald Care Center
Really?
updates are brought to you by
I mean, I do like
Blue
crashes,
Emu,
but,
Maximum
there's
Pain
so many
Relief, the official
cautions for
pain
no
relief
reason.
cream of the Motor Racing Network.
Oh
Blue
my
Emu's
gosh,
family of
his
products support healthy muscles and joints. Blue Emu is family owned and manufactured here in America. Blue Emu works fast.
Break
You won't
like
stink.
this. There's another caution, guys. How many cautions are there?
To threaten your visibility and turn your commute into a battle. But the Michelin Man is ready to protect you with Michelin Stealth Wiper Blades. Exclusive SmartFlex technology makes these blades flex to the curve of your windshield, giving you the best wipe possible and streak-free, long-lasting performance for safer driving. Winter is coming, and when it arrives, be ready. Michelin Wiper Blades. It doesn't get any clearer than this. Available at Walmart, Pep Boys, Amazon, and other fine retailers.
Fall is a season that's a little in the middle. It's sort of the best of two seasons. It's no longer a sweaty summer, but the winter chill is still around the corner. And that's the perfect time to feed and seed your lawn with Scott's Turf Builder. Even better than spring, because the soil is still warm, but the air is getting cool. So your lawn gets the most nutrients in the best combination of temperatures. Feed and seed now with Scott's Turf Builder. And build the best lawn for every season. Scott's. It's good out here.
Goodness.
Hopefully, we'll be back under the green flag in
to the
one
battle
lap
cam
from
during the
Talladega Super
caution?
Speedway. This is the Motor
Somebody
Racing
broke
Network,
him.
the voice of NASCAR.
I want to see what cams we can get.
Hey, this is Bubba Wallace, driver of the number 43 Victory Junction Chevrolet Camaro.
10 people
Victory
are
Junction is a
just
year-round
looking
camp for
for
children
me.
living with serious and chronic medical conditions. Each year, nearly 10,000
I guess we're
children
gonna
and their
be,
families
going
get the chance
on-
to play, laugh, and do things they never
Okay, the
thought
battle
possible
cam's
at Victory
actually kind
Junction
of
at
working.
no cost. You can make a difference in a child's life and feel your heart race. Support Victory Junction by texting BUBBA to 36413 or donating online at victoryjunction.org/donate now.
Yeah, that battle cam is broken for me.
For more than 80 years, Detroit Diesel
Guys,
has
no
been the
battle cam,
legendary
maybe
driving
battle cam
force
work?
powering Freightliner and Western Star trucks across North America. Through our state-of-the-art Detroit technologies and components and safety systems, we've earned our customers' trust as a reliable business partner dedicated to improving their bottom line. It's no wonder they continue to depend on Detroit to keep them safe and efficient on the road. When you demand it all, demand Detroit.
Okay. Hero cam is our best bet for crashes or just racing overall. You guys want to go on an
Back
outboard
at Talladega, we will be coming
in
to
the
the green
comment
flag.
or
We were just
type
trying
in
to
the
determine
comments if yes or
which
no.
driver has led the most laps here early in the running.
Well,
Talladega.
it's dead even right now. Denny Hamlin has led 7 green flag laps, but the pace car driver, Kip Childress, has also led 7 laps, all of those under caution. So they're dead square at 7.
Well, I have a feeling that Denny's going to lead the next lap unless NASCAR leaves the caution
Imagine
out.
Denny just
And
gets
that's not
wrecked.
likely because we are getting ready to go back under the green flag. The field is coming to the Geico restart zone.
let's go on
It's
board. Let's go
Geico
on
Ween, and Geico's spellbinding savings could lower how much you pay for car insurance. Get a quote today.
on board
See
with
how much
Martin
you could
Truex
save.
Jr.
Visit geico.com.
There's the pace
So the
car.
field now begins to gather up 2 by 2 over in turns 3 and 4 as we check in with another Blue Emu Care Center report, Jason Toy.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is back here in hard contact with the wall in the front stretch. Ricky, what happened?
Yeah, just
Oh,
got caught by the 38 there.
Finally,
Just riding around, waiting for the competition caution. Really couldn't get any runs going. Just really riding around, filling our Hungry Jack Chevy out. The 38 just spun us down the front straightaway, just pushing like we were racing for the win. So I was on a different agenda. I'm not sure what agenda he was on, but really hate it for all my guys. Man, we've worked really hard in our speedway cars. They're really fast, and you don't, after running second here last time, we didn't really get a chance to show what we had. And I hate it for everybody at Hungry Jack. They put a lot of effort into this, and we didn't get to go out and run up front like we should.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. walking out of the care center here at Talladega.
Back under the green flag, lap 15. Denny Hamlin out front.
With Truex right behind him. Denny flirts with going up to the outside and blocking in advance from Keselowski. He will not do it. Hamlin will break free, and Truex will as well.
For a moment, Brad Keselowski not a threat to vie for the lead right now. He's side by side for that 4th spot with his teammate Joey Logano. And as Hamlin takes the field through the trial area.
But that 2 Joe Gibbs Racing cars at the bottom. It was 3. Kyle Busch got shuffled out of line. He's a little further back on the low side. Outside lane now being led by Kevin Harvick. He's got Brad Keselowski shoving him, and Denny Hamlin moves up the block.
He's got a full head of steam, but the bottom is strong as well. Joey Logano gives Martin Truex Jr. a big-time push. Truex to second, Logano to third. He'll jump out of line and go to the middle groove.
And from 9th on back, they are 3 wide as they race onto the Alabama Gang Super Stretch. Now it's Joey Logano leading the outside. Oh, Hamlin comes up, throws the block. At least the inside open, not for long. It's Hamlin back to the bottom, and Logano storming up the outside.
Denny Hamlin went back down. That opened the door for Joey Logano. He's got a fender out in front. Will it last? Logano bobbles just a little bit off the exit.
Look at this, 3 wide.
Hard racing early on. Logano trying to take the lead away from Denny Hamlin. Hamlin on the inside, Logano on the outside. And now here comes Clint Bowyer. They are 3 wide, racing back to turn number 1.
3 wide into turn number 1 from about 4th place on back. In the middle is Keselowski. Top side is Bowyer. Bottom of the track is Truex. They race for 4th. They're all chasing Joey Logano.
5 Fords pace the outside line, led by Logano. Downstairs, you've got the Toyotas leading there with Truex, and another Toyota in the middle leading that lane with Hamlin. It's Logano and Harvick, 1 and 2 away from the field.
Joey Logano definitely feeling the push from Kevin Harvick in behind. He maintains the lead. Hamlin makes up some ground right in the center of the corner. He draws up alongside Kevin Harvick for the 2nd spot.
Great racing here at Talladega. 3 wide, inches apart, 196 miles an hour on the last time by. Joey Logano, he's the man up front, slides up and blocks Kevin Harvick. Leaves the bottom open for Denny Hamlin.
Well, if the goal is to figure out what you've got early, 3 wide at 196 miles an hour, ought to figure it out pretty quickly. It continues to be Joey Logano, but he's got a challenge coming. Here comes Denny Hamlin on the bottom.
An unlikely bedfellow behind him in Brad Keselowski. Keselowski pushing Hamlin down low. Hamlin tries to come up, side draft Logano. It's Hamlin back to the bottom. Logano topside. Oh, Bowyer gives Harvick a shove, almost turns him in 3.
Harvick and Logano working together on that top side, but it's not enough to stop Denny Hamlin. All by himself, Hamlin will drift up in front of Logano, narrowly clears the Ford. Hamlin the leader.
As he slides up, that welcomes Brad Keselowski to the party. He's working down to the inside. Chase Elliott to his outside. They are racing 3 wide from 3rd on back. Front of the field, it's Hamlin right now, leading over Joey Logano.
4th place machine in the extreme high groove. That's the Clint Bowyer car. In the middle, right to his left elbow is Chase Elliott. Bottom of the racetrack is Brad Keselowski off 2.
18 laps in, and they're racing like it's 18 to go. Right now, it's Hamlin back to the point. Logano on his back bumper in 2nd. You got Harvick in 3rd, Bowyer in 4th, DiBenedetto in 5th. They're all in the outside lane.
Single file formation on that outside lane. Logano bobbles once again as he tried to reach the bumper of Denny Hamlin. Down on the bottom is Martin Truex Jr. He goes low, then he goes to that middle groove, back down to the inside. Eric Almirola for the push.
Eric Almirola is right there on that back bumper, but the inside lane beginning to lose some of its traction. Middle lane falling back even further. That's where Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch are, because the outside's where it's at.
Martin Truex Jr. has run as high as 2nd here in the early going. Right now he's back around 7th. Matt DiBenedetto is going to change lanes. He goes from the top to the middle, picks up the draft from Truex.
Starting to see some drivers now change lanes. Dave talked about Matt DiBenedetto going to the middle. Martin Truex Jr. has as well. It's the inside line that has no steam at all. You got Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch, Blaney, and also Eric Jones down there.
And just around the 8th or 9th, 10th possession, it is Matt DiBenedetto working that middle groove. He's the inside of Chris Buescher. They are wheel to wheel. And here comes Eric Almirola trying to make it 3 wide.
4 to go until we get the competition caution from NASCAR. Things beginning to slowly settle down because, Dave Moody, everybody apparently content to ride top side of the racetrack except for maybe half a dozen working to the inside.
Yeah, a handful or more down on the bottom of the racetrack, but I think you're right, Jeff. They've gotten a pretty good feel for what these race cars will do. Now just kind of hanging in there till the competition caution. They're all chasing Denny Hamlin.
Martin Truex Jr. has bailed out, so has Brad Keselowski. Matter of fact, they have fallen outside of the top 20. Those two are the last cars on the inside lane. Up front, it's Denny Hamlin and company around the outside of this racetrack.
Everybody hugging the wall, at least of the top 10, maybe the top 11. Denny Hamlin showing the way. Joey Logano right behind him, and behind him is Kevin Harvick.
Outside lane, the most organized and nose to tail. Those at the bottom of the racetrack, there's absolutely no place to go should they want to get up there. For the moment, they're simply going to have to take their lumps and ride it out on the bottom side of the racetrack. 3 laps to go before the competition caution.
And for the record, the definition of calm is a little bit different here at Talladega. That means single file, 6 inches apart at over 195 miles an hour. Denny Hamlin continues to show the way.
Meanwhile, Matt DiBenedetto on the low lane of the racetrack is getting a ton of drafting help from Eric Almirola. Eric just shoving him, practically sitting in the trunk right now. They're trying to separate themselves from Kyle Busch, and they will do it by 2 car lengths.
Matt DiBenedetto was side by side for 6th, then 5th, then 4th. Matt DiBenedetto, being powered by Eric Almirola, now challenges for the lead against Denny Hamlin.
How about the push by Eric Almirola for Matt DiBenedetto? He's going to push him up alongside Joey Logano. He's not yet to Denny Hamlin, although he could be shortly. Hamlin across the line. Then you've got Logano in the 4 to the outside, Matty D in the 4 to the inside.
DiBenedetto comes storming up the inside lane. He'll take 2nd from Joey Logano. He forces Denny Hamlin to jump to the bottom to put the block on him at the exit of turn 2.
That's exactly where Hamlin will sit for just a moment. Now Denny jumps up, blocks the advances of Joey Logano on the outside line. Logano starts a run to the inside. Hamlin throws the block. Hamlin's got to throw another one. Here comes DiBenedetto to the inside for 2nd.
Matt DiBenedetto locks down that 2nd spot. Eric Almirola now in 3rd. Side by side for 4th, you'll find Kyle Busch and Joey Logano as the field makes their way off the corner.
Right at the bottom of the racetrack, that's where the leader is, and that's Denny Hamlin. He's got a trunk full of Matt DiBenedetto right down against the double yellow line. DiBenedetto 2nd, Eric Almirola 3rd, Kyle Busch and Joey Logano go wheel to wheel for 4th.
Outside lane is up for grabs now. Up to the high lane goes Martin Truex Jr. or make that Eric Almirola. He'll go to the middle lane now to challenge Matt DiBenedetto for position number 2.
And Denny Hamlin will quickly move up and block that advance. Hamlin, a busy man. Bottom, middle, top. He's all over the place. He's trying to keep them all behind him. Good luck in doing that. He's doing it so far. It's only a matter of time before another charge will be mounted.
Well, that is one wide Toyota in the hands of Denny Hamlin. So far, no one's been able to get by. Right now, it's Eric Almirola racing for that 2nd spot. Matt DiBenedetto and Joey Logano side by side for 3rd.
Got a group of 30 cars thundering back off turn number 4 through the tri-oval and back across the start-finish line, led by Denny Hamlin. Then you've got Joey Logano, Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer is in there, Matt DiBenedetto. Among the top 10, you've got Cole Custer, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, and Ryan Preece. This is lap number 25, Alex Hayden, and we expect that NASCAR competition caution, although it is yet to come out.
It does right now as you say that, of course, Jeff. Perfect timing. As Shannon Bednarik, she puts the caution flag in the air at the start-finish line. This is our 4th caution flag already in the opening 25 laps. The 2020 census is going on now. Be counted by responding to the friendly census taker when they knock, or go to 2020census.gov now.
Chase Elliott's under the yellow line.
Ever wonder what that Nike logo's all about? The swoosh? I think I got it figured out. It's a sound all your money makes flying out of your wallet to pay for those things. That's why I wear Skechers, because Skechers has all the comfort, performance, and style I need for a price that is unbelievably affordable. Look, let's start with comfort. Nobody makes more comfortable, perfectly fitting shoes than Skechers. And all with Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam. Plus, they have incredible style, and they're even machine washable, so you can keep them looking good for longer. Find your perfect pair at Skechers.com or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
There are other automakers in America, but there's only one that's built for America. Ford. The one that employs more hourly workers in the U.S. than any other automaker. The one that assembles more vehicles in the U.S. than any other manufacturer. The one that assembled ventilators and respirators when the U.S. needed them. Ford. Built for America.
Based on Center for Automotive Research data. Based on IHS Market CYE 2019 U.S. light vehicle production data.
It says I have 12.
Field just now being gathered up by the pace car on the Alabama Gang Super Stretch as we
CYE 2019 U.S. light vehicle production data.
It says I have 12.
Field just now being gathered up by the pace car on the Alabama Gang Super Stretch as we
CYE 2019 U.S. light vehicle production data.
It says I have 12.
Field just now being gathered up by the pace car on the Alabama Gang Super.
It worked out pretty well.
Each weekday, we'll bring you the drivers making a difference as they fight to make the Championship 4 in Phoenix.
If you're already looking at the round 8, you got to get there first.
Join me, Woody Kane, as we keep an ear to the ground to let you know what drivers are thinking.
Clean up these mistakes. My God, we've made a lot of mistakes this year.
That's NASCAR Today, right here, every weekday.
10 people not.
Hey, race fans, are you looking for a chance to win $25,000? Do you think you have what it takes every week to predict NASCAR Cup Series results? If so, the NASCAR Finish Line free-to-play app is here to make that happen. Every week, you'll have the opportunity to predict 8 correct picks in a race to win. That's right, every week, you have a shot at $25,000. The NASCAR Finish Line app is a free download on all Apple and Android devices. Download now on the Apple Store or Google Play for your chance to win.
I'm pitting now.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway, pit lane is open. Winston Kelly.
Denny Hamlin likes his car. It's going to be Sunoco fuel only. Same thing for Ryan Blaney, but it's going to get out. He's going to get out about 4th as Eric Almirola gets out first. It's going to be side by side. Clint Boyer and Joey Logano also liking his car. Kevin Harvick a little bit loose on the Chevrolet of Alex Bowman. Eric Almirola, we mentioned, came in. He got out first. Eric Jones was in for service. Chase Elliott likes his car. Tight the word for Kurt Busch. And they get tires. A couple of them get tires. Most of them fuel only. To Steve Post.
Fuel only down here for Martin Truex Jr. and Sunoco Racing Fuel is what they put in it. No tires. Car was really good. He was really happy with it. Kind of got shuffled out, but was able to race his way forward. That's what they're happy about. Jimmy Johnson was in 4 tires. Cole Custer was in fuel only. Ryan Newman getting pit service. William Byron getting service, as well as Matt Kenseth. Jason Toy.
Yeah, different strategies on this end of pit road. We saw some fuel only, like Joey Logano coming in for fuel only. Also, same thing for Ryan Preece and Brendan Gaughan as well. 4 tires for Kyle Busch, 4 tires for Brad Keselowski. All taken out, topping off with Sunoco fuel here on the turn 4 into pit road.
10 team getting it done down on pit road. They got Eric Almirola off of pit road in position number 1. Behind him, you had Joey Logano, Clint Boyer, Denny Hamlin, and Matt DiBenedetto. That's the top 5 off pit road. Yellowwood brand pressure treated pine sure has put together a 5-star race very early on, but they're known for making top quality treated lumber for 5-star backyards. From fences and decks to picnic tables and play sets, if it doesn't have the yellow tag, you don't want it.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So the weather is just all over the place lately, right? One day it's hot, and the next day it's windy for a while. It's like, make up your mind already. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hi, I'm a 2020 census taker. As I walk around your neighborhood, you'll see my census bag and ID badge. We're coming by to assist anyone who hasn't completed it yet, and we'll be wearing a mask and following local guidelines for everyone's safety. We'll be asking some simple questions that will inform funds for healthcare, education, and more over the next decade. But right now is your chance to make a big difference. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Green flag, next time by from Talladega Superspeedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Our easy top 10 car.
Before you dive into the race weekend, get up to speed with MRN Out Loud.
That is what makes an extraordinary team.
I'm Woody Kane, inviting you to join me every Thursday as we talk to NASCAR drivers and crew chiefs about the coming weekend's race.
There's a lot that we've been working on.
And let you know when and where to hear MRN's coverage from the track.
It's one of the older race surfaces we go to.
Gear up for the race when you catch MRN Out Loud, streaming every Thursday at mrn.com or wherever great podcasts are found.
NASCAR local, regional, and international racing. Grassroots racing. From the short tracks of America to the road courses of Europe and Mexico. I'm Kyle Rickey. Join Hannah Newhouse and me for NASCAR Coast to Coast. Presented by Whelen and Hercules Tires. Each week on the Motor Racing Network, we'll talk with the race winners, newsmakers, and grassroots racing personalities. NASCAR Coast to Coast on the Motor Racing Network.
Those arms make sense get along.
coming for a Geico restart. The field just now coming off of turn number 4, and they've waved it off. So you mentioned a halting start earlier, Alex Hayden. We have now had more caution flags at this point in the race here at Talladega. By the way, this is the 103rd running of the Cup Series, and we have now set a record for the most cautions at this point in an event. What's going on?
I don't know. It's crazy. It really is. The first one was for Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick when they got together over there in turn number 3 on the very first lap. Then we had Ricky Stenhouse Jr. go for a ride off the front bumper of John Hunter Nemechek back on lap 8. Corey LaJoie stalled his car on a restart on lap number 12, and here we are on the competition caution. So, yeah, this is a head-scratcher for sure, but either way, we've just been given the signal 1 to go this time by, so hopefully when we get back around to the Geico restart zone, we will, in fact, get a green flag and maybe get some green flag laps in.
And that is Alex Hayden. My name is Jeff Striegel. We are in the broadcast booth just above the start-finish line. Working over just outside of turn number 2 is Dave Moody. At the end of the super stretch is Mike Bagley. Just outside of turn number 4, Dan Hubbard up and down pit road. We've got you covered there as well. Winston Kelly is there, Steve Post, and so is Jason Toy. The Yellowwood 500 to Talladega Super Speedway will be lap 30 when we go back under the green flag.
Well, and if you're a Chase Elliott fan, he will be restarting at the tail end of the longest line. He got busted for speeding on pit road on that pit stop. They came down back on lap number 27. So Chase Elliott with the fast Napa car is going to have to work his way through the draft. He's going to have to be careful. They have been getting after it awfully hard when they have been under the green flag.
7 Toyotas in the top, or excuse me, 7 Fords in the top 10, 3 Toyotas. Here's how they line up for the restart. Row 1, Joey Logano and Eric Almirola. Row 2, Clint Boyer and Matt DiBenedetto. Row 3, Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney. Row 4, Kevin Harvick and Eric Jones. Row 5, Cole Custer and Martin Truex Jr.
The first Chevrolet, if you're wondering, is 11th for the restart. As a matter of fact, the next 5 positions, all Chevrolet Camaros. That's Austin Dillon. Tyler Reddick after a little damage from the first lap incident. Ryan Preece, Bubba Wallace, and Jimmy Johnson round out the top 15 as we get set for a restart.
Denny Hamlin has led 24 of the 29 laps. Joey Logano, 3. Eric Almirola and Michael McDowell each scored with 1. All right, let's see if we can log some laps here at Talladega and put that yellow flag away and get the green flag out. Let's leave it there. Here they come now for a Geico restart. Logano on the inside. Working to his outside, Eric Almirola. Green flag goes in the air. Lap 30 on the books. Matt DiBenedetto giving a nice push to Eric Almirola, and that's going to push Eric to the front of the field.
In turn, Ryan Blaney giving DiBenedetto a big-time shove. That looks like a freight train right now. No daylight between the 3. Almirola to the lead. He'll drop down. DiBenedetto to second. He'll drop down. Then it's Joey Logano and Blaney.
And those two will leave Ryan Blaney hanging in the outside line. Blaney will lead that lane while Eric Almirola, that is, leads the race. He pulls away by about 2 car lengths over Matt DiBenedetto and the rest of the field.
And 2 car lengths is a huge cushion here at Talladega, but it goes away in a hurry. Matt DiBenedetto is right there on the rear bumper, and that's because he was being pushed by Joey Logano.
Hard racing again on this restart. Outside lane now beginning to get some momentum. That's being led by Ryan Blaney. He's got the white and yellow Pennzoil colors trying to get to the top of the leaderboard.
Blaney to the outside line. He'll run 2 by 2 now with Eric Almirola for the number 1 spot. Almirola with a good entry into turn number 1. He'll carry it all the way to the exit of 2. Almirola away by a car length and a half over DiBenedetto and Blaney.
Double wide racing, about 5 rows worth of it, and then you get back into 3 wide territory. Here's Almirola upstairs to throw the block on Blaney. Oh, Denny Hamlin gets shoved onto the apron. He is out of the draft. He is on the apron. He is falling all the way to the back of the pack.
Meanwhile, up at the front, it is Matt DiBenedetto with a nose out in front, getting a lot of help from Joey Logano. At his right elbow, you'll find Eric Almirola.
What a big moment it was for Denny Hamlin. He came across the line last lap in 9th. He won't be in the top 20 when he comes across the line this time. At the front of the field, though, it's a virtual dead heat. A couple of Ford Mustangs going at it.
And both of them with plenty of drafting help. DiBenedetto on the bottom, drafting help from Joey Logano. Top side, it's Almirola, drafting help for Ryan Blaney. Leader, Matt DiBenedetto.
The Ford free-for-all at the front of the field right now with Matt DiBenedetto at the point. Right now, you've got Eric Almirola leading the outside line. Another driver bailing out, Kevin Harvick. He, too, will go to the back of the pack as Almirola leads to 3.
Almirola continues to lead, and they're 2 by 2 by 2 behind him, although now Matt DiBenedetto gets a little bit of distance between himself and Joey Logano. Almirola will take him back to the start.
He will, and he's going to slide up and nearly put the block on Blaney. However, Blaney had way too much speed and momentum. He's pulled even, side by side for the lead at Talladega. It's 2 Ford Mustangs at the front of the field.
Almirola on the inside, Ryan Blaney on the outside, then DiBenedetto and Eric Jones inside and out in row number 2. Too close to call. They're wheel to wheel for the top spot.
Side by side up the Alabama Gang super stretch. Ryan Blaney now gets the advantage. Eric Jones sitting in his back bumper. Then you've got Martin Truex Jr. and Kyle Busch. Downstairs, Almirola, DiBenedetto, Logano, and Boyer.
Eric Jones continues to help Ryan Blaney in that middle groove, and indeed, Blaney gets a fender out in front of Almirola, but Almirola is strong in that bottom groove with Matt DiBenedetto in hot pursuit.
Just watching some unbelievable racing here. 26 laps away until the end of stage number 1. On the inside, it's Eric Almirola. On the outside, it's Ryan Blaney.
Nobody able to get the advantage, although Blaney's got a little more drafting help from Eric Jones right now. That'll push Blaney out to about a half a car length lead. Almirola trying to fight back on the bottom.
Ryan Blaney and company up the middle of the racetrack. That is until Blaney comes back to the bottom. Tries to go outside, but Eric Jones is there. So Blaney will ride on the inside in that number 1 spot and will keep the lead for now.
We'll see if Eric Jones can mount a challenge on that outside. If he gets help, it'll be coming from Martin Truex Jr. But for the moment, it is Ryan Blaney at the point.
Off turn number 4, still side by side they come at the front of the field. Put another Toyota now by a nose at the front of the field. This time it's Eric Jones. He'll take over the top spot. Now, a moment ago we saw Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick, both of them either get shuffled out, or Winston Kelly, did they elect on their own to pull out of line?
Well, for Denny Hamlin, based on where it was, he got shuffled out. Once he got back there, he had no help, and the guys that were back there has less experience. And when he was in front of some of those guys with less experience, he said, I'm going to just kind of sit back here. And Kevin Harvick, he did decide he didn't need to be in the middle of all this. And when you look at the cushion that they have in terms of their points, they don't have to worry about going on to the next round. So just trying to have a little bit of patience here, and then worry about the big checkered flag later on, not the green-white checkered.
You know, this track will allow you to do that and advance. It will also make you a hero if you can hang in there. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's talk about this for a moment. Alex, we've got Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, Matt DiBenedetto. We expect him to run up there, and he is. Then you've got Eric Jones, Logano, Truex, Kyle Busch, some of the big names in our sport. But running right now inside the top 10, Daniel Suarez. He was up as high as 5th. He has just faded back to 9th. But again, if you can do it right, you can have a magnificent day here. You can have a career-changing day here at Talladega.
And especially where we're at on the calendar year too, because a win today can really help you solidify your plans for the future. Some of these drivers that are racing right now don't necessarily know where they're going to be racing, if they're going to be racing in the NASCAR Cup Series next year and beyond. So you're right about that. You can stick your nose in there, keep it clean for the better part of the day, come out of here with a win, or who knows, a top 3 or 5 finish. That could go a long way with solidifying your future.
Watching just a really cool thing happening right now. You've got 4 Toyotas lined up on the outside, lined up on the inside, and racing them step for step. 4 Ford Mustangs. Right now, Eric Jones and Ryan Blaney running side by side for the lead here at Talladega. We'll pick that battle up in a moment. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network. This update is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Summer's not summer without Coca-Cola and your favorite foods enjoyed together. Coca-Cola.
Among 6 different drivers. Keep in mind a lead change makes it official when it's at the start-finish line. So officially 10 lead changes among 6 different drivers. We've been slowed by caution 4 times for a total of 12 laps. However, Joey Logano has now led 6. Eric Jones has led 3. Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, a couple of laps led apiece. Currently, it's Eric Jones up front.
And that is the voice of Alex Hayden. My name is Jeff Striegel. The rest of the broadcast team with you this weekend includes Steve Fridley, our engineer, Ryan Horn, our producer. The guys in the turns today, and they've been busy. Dave Moody, Mike Bagley, and Dan Hubbard on pit road. It is Winston Kelly, Steve Post, and Jason Toy. We have just been watching a whale of a battle at the front of the field. Lap after lap, they have been taking turns. Boy, busting out of line. Let's pick this up. Mike Bagley all of a sudden come rocketing out of the inside lane to the outside lane. Was a driver that was involved in an earlier incident, but Tyler Reddick looks like he is ready to take that Chevrolet to the front.
Looks like he's got a little damage on the nose of that car that his RCR crew has buttoned up. But, you know, racing at the back of the pack in Talladega, if you get good drafting help, you won't be back there long, and that's indeed the case right now for Tyler Reddick.
Having a good run here at Talladega after what he was afraid might have been a miserable day to ride around with a damaged race car. Tip of the cap to that race team to get it buttoned back up the best they possibly can. There are now just 20 laps to go in stage number 1, and Eric Jones is the race leader.
7-point reinforced nylon harness.
Check.
Carbon fiber head and neck restraint.
Check.
Thermoplastic nylon window webbing.
Check.
NASCAR uses innovative technology to protect their drivers. Shouldn't you do the same to protect your Wi-Fi network? With Xfinity XFi Advanced Security, your XFi gateway safeguards all the devices on your home network. So if it's connected, it's protected. Wi-Fi security? Check. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. Visit Xfinity.com to learn more.
As dawn breaks through the forest, the great horned owl is perched with pride. The white-tailed doe frolics with freedom. The North American beaver builds with Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. Most unusual. Bravo, little fellow. You truly are nature's most elite builder.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
No change at the front of the field. It continues to be Eric Jones up front. He's got his teammate Martin Truex Jr. behind him. His other teammate Kyle Busch. All of them running at the bottom of the racetrack. 1, 2, 3. The middle lane, which is the second lane, is pulled even. That's Ryan